Hey guys, Jo here at SportsGrid. We're going to do an early pocket with Jo today. It's now early. I know I was playing around with the times. I have an appointment during the regular time, well, just after. So I wanted to get it out to you before or after. And I thought, let's go live now. So hopefully some of you are able to join us live here. I'm excited for today's slate. Now, yesterday was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. We got some wins, we got some goal scorers, but at the end of the day, the Dallas Stars, what they did in that game versus the Flyers, it was unbelievable. One shot on goal in the first period, and then in the second period, we're deep into it. They had two shots, three shots within the first, 2/3 of that game. Absolutely pitiful what we saw out of them. So today is a new day. Let's make some freaking money. Talk about those Predators pulling off the road win, though. That was wonderful to see. Let's jump into the first game here. We're going to look at the four matchups on today's slate. Now, for me, I think all four dogs are live in today's matchups. So the first one, we've got the Red Wings taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Current odds on this one, the Red Wings are plus 180. So plus 1.5 on that puck line, I do like. That's coming in at minus 130. I'm going to put some money on the money line as well. I think this is one of the dogs that has the most ability to be able to get this win. This dog here and the Columbus Blue Jackets. So those are my favorite dogs of the day. But at plus 180, I do have to put some money on the straight up money line for Detroit. Now that total is 6.5 at minus 110. I am going to stay off the total in this one. I do just like Alex Leon in net tonight. Now I have to look to see if his props are up. We have Alex Leon in net for the Red Wings. He's got a 31.5 save shots on goal. The last game out in that one versus the Panthers that he got the win, his number was 30.5. We fired it all the way up to 32 plus. He hit the 32 plus. He didn't hit over that. It was right on the dot, 32 save shots on goal. In this one versus the Hurricanes, we are going to see those shots again. The Carolina Hurricanes average 33.3 shots on goal per game. The Detroit Red Wings allow them to come in at 32.6. I'm comfortable in the 31.5. I wouldn't take it much higher than that, though. I do think this is one he can go over 31.5, but you're pushing it for any more in this one. Now, Ranta isn't confirmed. He's expected for the Carolina Hurricanes. My bet here, the Detroit Red Wings, depends on Ranta going in net. I don't have faith in him here, and I think the Red Wings will be able to hit him. So that's where I'm going. Carolina defensively has been stronger. So if you're looking at player props in this one for the Red Wings, stay off those shots on goal, because I do think we'll see the Canes come out strong defensively and really limit those shots. But the shots to get past the defense, they will find the back of Aranta's net. Now, the last time these teams played, it was a 2-1 win for the Carolina Hurricanes. So these teams have played in some low scoring games. When we look at both of these teams, strong kills on both sides, 80.8% kill for the Red Wings and 83.7% for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the Red Wings absolutely have to stay out of the penalty box, because the power play here for the Canes is phenomenal. It's clicking at 27.2%. Still strong for the Red Wings, but only 21.2%. So there's a huge difference there. If the Red Wings play a dirty game and are in that box, it will lose them this game, because we can't expect Alex Leon to absolutely stand on his head in this one. But I think it's enough to go over his save shots on goal. So Red Wings, sprinkle money line. Red Wings puck line, plus 1.5 is minus 130. Now, this team has covered their last 5 games as an underdog as well. They're playing in tight games. So they're 15-7 on the road on that puck line. And we look at the Canes, 8-12 on the puck line at home. So this isn't a team that's blowing people out of the water. I appreciate you guys jumping in for the early show. We are early today, Doug. I just have an appointment I have to get to. So apologies for kicking off early. I tried to adjust those times, and this was the best time that was going to work. But shout out to each and every one of you for being here today. Let's make some freaking money, Larry. That is right. Okay. So you know already, I gave away the secret. It's the dogs for me or nothing on these games today. We're going to look at the New Jersey Devils versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Current odds on FanDuel, the Devils are minus 162. Okay, Jack Hughes still out of this lineup. This team is looking lost without him out there. And we've seen him out of the lineup in a couple of sections of the season. and they've been better than they're looking right now. So little worrisome here for them. A plus 134 here for the Columbus Blue Jackets, total 6.5. 6.5 is juiced to that over at minus 124. Plus 102 to the under. Now, Nico Dawes expected here for the Devils, and we have Elvis confirmed for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Elvis's numbers, 3.22 goals against average, a save percentage of 0.906. What I'm liking out of this team is guess who is back in the lineup for the Columbus Blue Jackets? Von Jenner is back in the lineup, and I think he's hugely impactful for this game tonight. With Von Jenner in the lineup, I'm looking at him for the anytime goal. He's coming in at plus 230. But I also think Johnny Gaudreau is bound for a good night. I can see those assists coming. I think those two are going to work nicely in this game together. So I'm going to look at Johnny Gaudreau for 2+ points. That's coming in at plus 400, you guys. I'm not putting a full unit on that. Just going to put a little bit of money on that. But you can take him for 1+ point if you're a little worried. It's asking a lot of Johnny Gaudreau, but I do think he's going to get it tonight. The 1+ point is minus 125. So you're laying juice. If you take it up to 2, it's plus 400. Again, it's kind of a long shot on Johnny in this one, but I do think it's coming in. The one thing the Columbus Blue Jackets do have against themselves here is they're off a win versus Vancouver. It went to shootout. They won it 4-3. And why is that a worry? Well, this team hasn't been able to string together wins to save their lives. They get a win, then they get a loss. The last 8 times off a win, they have lost the next game. So I'm looking for them to break this streak here. I do think there's an opportunity to make some money on them. Now, if you want to take them on that puck line, plus 1.5 is too juicy at minus 178. So again, for me, it's a dogs or nothing today. So if I'm going to take this bet, which I am, I'm just going to put some money on that money line. It's not as much value as I really wanted here. It's at plus 134, but I do think it's still value on a nice home dog here in the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, if you're looking at the other side of the puck at the New Jersey Devils, we know this team is strong. They've lost their last 2, though. They're off that loss to the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 on Wednesday. This team has a strong power play. So this is another situation. If the dog in the situation spends time in that penalty box, the favorite is going to be able to capitalize on those mistakes. We need the Columbus Blue Jackets to stay out of the box. Johnny Hockey better not come out dirty, because if he does, his team will get the big L in this one. But the power play clicking at 28.3% here for the New Jersey Devils. It's so weak on the other side. If the Devils take the penalties, Columbus will still struggle to score. It's only clicking at 15.2%. The kill is okay here for the Devils at 77.3, a little stronger at 79.4 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm going to wipe that out of there. The last time these teams did play, 4-3 win for the New Jersey Devils. This team plays in some pretty tight games, especially in situations like this. 11-10 on the road and 13-12 on the at home on that puck line. Both those stats were on the puck line for these teams. So if you're looking at a prop on the other side, Jasper Bratt, I love how he's been playing. You can take him 2+ points in this one at plus 196. You can also look at Tyler Toffoli and Timo Meier. I think both of those players have really been stepping up without Jack Hughes in this lineup. I do think this one goes over the 6.5. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a 4-3 win for the Columbus Blue Jackets at all in this one. Only thing that concerns you is the rest. Yeah, I agree. Carolina coming in off rest is concerning here. This might be one that you look at Carolina maybe in that first period. I tell you, first periods have been killing me. So I am going to be staying off these first periods, but I could see Carolina coming out with a strong start in this one. My problem is Ranta, and when Ranta gets hit hard. Looks like some under games. Yeah, I do think we can look at a couple unders on tonight's slate. Jimmy, thank you for being here. Yeah, Detroit is playing so good right now. The Red Wings, I do think you have to look at them. Possible draw is this one here for the Columbus Blue Jackets and New Jersey Devils. I could see that one going. And Jenner back in that lineup. You got to love Von Jenner coming back in the lineup. Sprinkle OT. Doug, sprinkle that OT for that one. High scoring, both teams to score in the first period. Yeah, I do think both teams score in the first period of that one as well. The New Jersey Devils, Columbus Blue Jackets. I agree. And look, right on cue. Hang on just one sec. Right on cue, the dogs are barking. I have to put my hand over my face when I scream at my dogs because I scream so obnoxiously loud that Oh man, dogs are barking. I told you the dogs are barking today, you guys. Tyler Toffoli over 2.5 shots on goal without Hughes. I do. I think that is a great one there to bet. Plus money just for the points. Who is that for the plus money for the points? The dogs are barking. It's a dog day, you guys. It feels like our Wednesday slate with the dogs live in these games tonight. Looking at the Minnesota Wild and the Florida Panthers, this is one that I would lean probably to that under here. I don't have a good read of this one. I think it's the Florida Panthers is the right side. But like I said, it's the dogs or nothing. I don't think I can get on the Minnesota Wild, though. This team struggles in these situations. The second night of a back to back isn't good for them, but they have been able to cover that puck line. But again, we're trying to find value. I don't like betting puck lines, especially with the juice. They're 12-0 on that puck line as a dog on their second night of a back to back, though. So strong trend in their favor, but that puck line plus 1.5 is minus 150. So for me, that is a pass. I'd be looking at some sort of first period, second period, third period kind of bet, maybe live betting this one on the Minnesota Wild if they go down in that first period. I do think this could be an opportunity for the Florida Panthers to come up strong in that first period, and then for us to be able to get the Minnesota Wild plus 1.5 on the puck line with a little bit of positive money. And I do think that is the way that I'll go in this game. As of a live bet right now at 5.5, I still lean to that under at plus 112. I look at the Florida Panthers, how strong they've been defensively. The Minnesota Wild are allowing these goals. So that is my concern. Maybe it's a Minnesota Wild's team total to that under. I was looking, though, again, I'm just not getting the value that I want on taking their team total under 2.5 with this being a 5.5 game. So looking at the Florida Panthers, they've gone 3-1-1 in their last 5 games with a 2.67 goals against average. Barkov is still out of this lineup, though. So it does really lead me towards the Minnesota Wild being able to pull off this upset. We know the Florida Panthers are not unstoppable. They went on that streak and now they've lost their last 3. With Barkov out, I could see the Wild pulling this off. Right now, though, at plus 168, plus 168, it's not enough for me to bite on them on the second night of a back-to-back. So like I said, it's the dog live in this one or nothing. Let me know if you guys do those live bets ever. It's just one I can't get on before this game kicks off. You do look here, though, if we can get the Florida Panthers to go up in the first period, maybe I'll put them in on the puck line on that first period. The puck line on the first period, laying a half goals, coming in at plus 136. I could see them getting up. They've had 3 losses at home. They definitely want to get into right form here and start this game off hot. The Minnesota Wild coming in here off of the second night of a back-to-back. Maybe both teams to score in the first period. I don't know, you guys. I think this is the hardest game on the slate. The last time these teams played, the Wild won this 2-0 back in October. The Florida Panthers won the 5 before. So I do think Florida's the right side. Again, I just can't lay the price. Bobrovsky and Marc-Andre Fleury are your goalies in this one. Well, Marc-Andre Fleury still expected. Bobrovsky is confirmed. I think this could be an upset, though. Live bet this one. This is what I'm going to do. My best advice, live bet this. If the Florida Panthers go up in the first period, you can get the Minnesota Wild plus 1.5 at plus 120, plus 130. Anything better than that, take them there. Maybe a little sprinkle on that money line. Like I said, second night of back-to-back, hard situation, but I do think they cover the puck line. Let's look at the New York Islanders versus the Chicago Blackhawks. The Islanders rolling in here at plus a 2... Let me see what they're at again. Plus 255, plus 205 for the Chicago Blackhawks. Total of 5.5, minus 120 to the over, minus 102 to the under. So 2 5.5s on the slate today. In this one, we do have the Chicago Blackhawks on a second night of a back-to-back. Now, their game last night was in Buffalo to take on the Sabres. They got shut out. Lost that game 3-1. This team has not been finding the back of the net. Their goals on average per game has fallen to 2.18. They're struggling offensively out there on the ice, and defensively, they're allowing these goals to come in at 3.58. Looking at the New York Islanders, so this isn't a team that has reached those 3 goals on average per night. They're sitting at 2.93. You would think they should capitalize here on the Chicago Blackhawks on a back-to-back, and a back-to-back where they were on the road and had to travel home. My problem with the Islanders is their lack of defense, and their lack of defense, especially on the road. They've got a 3.34 goals against average. They're allowing Sorokin to be absolutely peppered at 35.3 shots on goal per game. Their kill isn't great at 72.6. So to have faith in the Islanders in this one, I just don't want to. There's no value on the Islanders, not even to cover that puck line. If you look at the Islanders on the puck line, -1.5 is plus 104. You have got a little bit of positive money here earlier in the day. You know, it was like -102. I still can't bite on the New York Islanders at this price on the road. Sorokin is expected. We still don't have the finalization of goalie matchups in this one. I would be looking at some player props in this because you can't even take the Islanders in reg. If you look at the Islanders in regulation in that 60 minutes, it's coming in at -160. Looking at their team totals, the under 2.5 for the Chicago Blackhawks is highly juiced. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole at -156. The over 3.5, you're laying juice for the Islanders. I just think it's a recipe for a gross game out here. I do like this one to the under, though. I could see this one being 3-1. Yes, it could be the Islanders who get the win, but do I trust them? No, I don't trust the Islanders at all. So I can't take that puck line there. It's just not enough value. I think the under 5.5, and that's coming in at -102. I would play, and if I'm going to take a side, it's the Chicago Blackhawks all day. The Chicago Blackhawks plus 1.5 on that puck line coming in at -125. You can take them straight up $2 dogs here at plus 205. This team is sitting 12-9 on the puck line at home. We got a home dog, you guys. If I'm going to put any money on the Chicago Blackhawks, I would rather just put them at plus 205 on the money line for a little bit of money over taking that puck line, because they either win or they lose this by 2. I don't see anything in between. My money just would rather go on that money line than on the Islanders. Now, if you're looking for some player props in this one, I really like what we saw out of Seth Jones in the last game. Now, he is a defenseman, but a defenseman that gets these shots on goal. He's yet to record a goal on the season. Could this be his first game here getting a goal on the season? If you think it can be, he's plus 650 for that anytime goal. It is a long shot for sure. You can take him 3+ shots on goal coming in at -108. I do think he gets at least 3 or more shots on goal. If you think he can go up to 4 or more shots on goal, that's coming in at plus 230. If you think he can get 5+ shots on goal, that is coming in at plus 510. If there is one team that he could do it against, it would be this New York Islanders team that's allowing 35.3 shots on goal per game. The last game out last night versus Buffalo. So we'll see how tired he is in this one. I do think he keeps firing. This is a defensive or offensive defenseman who is looking to find the back of the net. He had 5 shots in the last game. Over the last 4 games, he's done that twice with those 5 shots on goal. The other games, he's been getting those 3. So I do think this is an opportunity. The 3+ shots on goal looks like easy money at -108. I don't see the Islanders containing him. The 4+ and the 5+, I'm going to put half a unit on the 3+, a quarter unit on the 4+ and a quarter unit on the 5+. And you guys know I'm going to sprinkle a quarter unit on that anytime goal at plus 650. I can't say no. And this could be an absolutely terrible way to go, because we could see him come out, be absolutely limited, and not get anything done out there on the ice. But I don't think so. I like how he's been playing right now. And the Islanders, like I said, their defense, I don't trust. So that is where I'm going. This team has a road trip on deck. So they need to get sorted here before the Pacific road trip starts on Monday. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Yeah, Brock Nelson for the 3 shots on goal. I definitely would look at that one as well. Okay. Yeah, I think you got to put a little bit on Seth Jones. He, like I said, it's asking a lot. No goals on the season. You guys know I love offensive defensemen that are making an impact out there. They are my favorite players on the ice. So let's see it. We will be live for Puckett with Joe tomorrow. Turn on those notifications. We have a full slate tomorrow. So I'm just not sure when. You guys, Battle of Alberta tomorrow. The Calgary Flames looking to end Edmonton's hot streak. Edmonton won again last night. They've now won 12 in a row. The Battle of Alberta is real. I've started chirping, if you've seen any of my posts, saying it ends in 12, tagging the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames, because I really do think Calgary absolutely needs to break this streak. If Calgary does not break the streak for the Edmonton Oilers winning streak, they will go into the All-Star break 16 straight wins. I fully believe it because you look at Edmonton. Hang on, I have their schedule right here. I've already looked at capping the game for tomorrow. Just not all of the props and everything out. The last time these two teams played, I was at the Heritage Classic. Calgary came out absolutely flat. They didn't get the shots on goal. This is another team. I was screaming, just like I was screaming at the Dallas Stars. It was like 5 shots in the first period. It was pitiful. You look at this one here, the Battle of Alberta. Yes, the edge goes to Edmonton. Edmonton's been absolutely phenomenal. But like I said, if Calgary doesn't break this, you look at this for Edmonton, this is one off-road game. They're traveling, 3 hours down here to Calgary. Hopefully the little bit of Chinook weather gives them headaches. Let's pray for that because we need Edmonton off their game. You guys know how hot they're playing. But if Calgary doesn't beat them, they have then the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Nashville Predators on the road. So next 2 games after Calgary are at home, then the Predators on the road. Like I said, going into the All-Star break, they could be 16-0 in their last 16 games. So it is pivotal for the Pacific Division that Calgary comes out and stops his winning streak. I tell you, first period, under 1.5, that's exactly where I'm going. You look at these two teams, and I know Edmonton. We always think overs. We always think overs between these two when they play. Edmonton actually winning these matchups, except for that last game. There was an empty netter in that Heritage Classic. They equal unders, you guys. Edmonton, the last 5 games, this team's been so strong defensively. The under has been on opponents, has been cashing. Edmonton last 5 has a goals against average of 1.6. Calgary in the last 5 has a goal against average of 2.4. So if Calgary's to win this, we've seen in the past, there have been higher scoring games, but I tell you, Calgary needs to lock down completely because this isn't one where they're going to get past Skinner that easily. So keep your fingers crossed for my Calgary Flames tomorrow. But like I said, I will be live here tomorrow. Turn on your notifications. Just don't know when. I'm also on the grid tomorrow night from 8 p.m. to midnight Eastern with Scott Wetzel, betting all of these games live. So I'll have so many more player props and live opportunities to jump in on these games. Don't forget, live betting on the Minnesota Wild tonight is the way to go. Have a wonderful day down there in Australia. Appreciate you for joining us here. The weather has been gorgeous, so enjoy it. Stay healthy. Let's have a great day, you guys. I don't know if I can get there with the over. I think that first period is dead under. It probably opens up from there. Like I said, Calgary needs to finish this hot streak for Edmonton. Yeah, I'm a Calgary fan. That is my bias. That is all my bias tomorrow. The under 1.5 isn't biased, so I do think this one locks down in that first period. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Make sure you check out Game Time Decisions. That show kicking off at 6 p.m. Eastern, followed by Sports Rage. It might be on Sports Rage tonight. I don't know. I normally hear from Gabe within the next hour. So if I'm there, I'll let you guys know. All the best. We'll talk soon. Have a happy Friday, everyone.